Hello everyone, March W13 here with another hotel review, and this week we are in a standard king room at the Waldorf Astoria, Las Vegas, which is located in City Center in what was formerly known as the Mandarin Oriental Las Vegas until it was purchased a few years ago and rebranded as a Waldorf Astoria, which is part of the Hilton brand. Hilton now operates it, and I'd heard mixed reviews since then and heard that it had perhaps fallen into a certain state of disrepair. So let's check it out, and we'll begin with the entryway here, which has retained the valet closet, which was a signature of the Mandarin Oriental. I'm not sure if they still use it, but if they did, the valet has a key that enables them to drop items into this this little closet here. That could include a newspaper or anything that was requested from a valet or from hotel services. And this is, of course, plenty of drawer space, 6 of them to be exact. And I really love this little ledge here. Very classy, and as you can see, I have a full-size suitcase here, multiple pairs of shoes. These cabinets up here don't appear to open, and then we have a spacious closet here, but nothing terribly special. Ironing board, stand for your luggage, and something that you don't always see these days, which are slippers. Certainly you'd find these throughout Asia, and sometimes you find them in American hotels, but they were certainly a part of the Mandarin Oriental brand, and it appears though that they are not, they've lost their branding and are just generic white slippers. You know, you have some additional things that you wouldn't find at every single hotel here related to shoe shining and grooming, different styles of hangers, but plenty of room overall, rather impressive. And I always liked this little corridor here when this was a Mandarin Oriental, because it's almost like it's like a de facto walk-in closet without a door, in that it's sort of an all-in-one storage space, and it provides a diversity of options in that regard. And it has some nice artwork. Again, all of this is a holdover from the Mandarin Oriental days, and it also had, if you were perhaps getting dressed in this little area, a floor-to-ceiling mirror here. Now, also in the entryway here is a master light switch, which can dim the lights, as well as a do not disturb sign. I thought that's kind of cool, and I'm assuming if you press the valet closet button, it lights something up outside the valet closet, perhaps makes it apparent that you're expecting something. I'm not quite sure. So those are kind of nice touches. There's also a sliding door here to the bathroom, and the same tub area that I've certainly used this before when it was a Mandarin Oriental, and at that time they had some bath salts, as I recall, in a little Asian style container here off to the side. Obviously that's not the case anymore, and they have some sort of bath amenity products here from Salvatore Ferragamo called Tuscan Soul. But again, otherwise the exact same design as when it was a Mandarin Oriental. Frosted glass here, you can't see much through it, so it's semi-private, but come to think of it, you can watch TV, and I suppose you might have somewhat of a view outside towards the desert there. Walk-in shower here with a hefty frosted door. Kind of standard here, although you do have this sort of handheld nozzle here. Everything here is just very, very sort of substantial. It's kind of like a luxury car where you can just tell by the thud of the door that the quality is just everything is just constructed quite well. Still has, again, the sort of the touches that made the Mandarin Oriental special for the most part, and I don't see anything that's necessarily fallen into, again, disrepair here. Looks like the vanity mirror perhaps doesn't light up, but have some additional vanity amenities, and as well as a couple of 4-star hotels in the Strip have this, but a separate little private space here for the toilet. And as we enter the main living space here, there are controls for the curtains. You'll find these in a lot of, again, the very high-end Las Vegas hotels. And you have separate controls for the sheer see-through curtains as well as blackout curtains. Both of those are closed now. But it's always a nice touch, even though that functionality has been available for many years now. There is a wall-mounted television that is really quite large and quite high resolution. I'm not sure how old this is, but it actually strikes me as being relatively new, in that it is, again, quite high resolution, and it's a Samsung. Again, everything is Hilton branded. We're staying here in May of 2021. Just as Las Vegas is beginning to reopen as of May 1st. And what I like about this, being a Hilton, is that you've got Hilton standards in terms of sanitation and the COVID response. There's a QR code here that you can scan for menus and other amenities. Of course, they've removed everything, all of the magazines, any kind of printed material from the room, including room service menus, which you can now read online. And I saw that the room service is still available, somewhat limited hours, but it is you no longer call. You order now through the app. More drawer space here, as if we didn't have enough in the little corridor there at the front. I like these drawers because they're sort of sectioned off, which I actually don't frankly recall that from the Mandarin Oriental days, but I'm sure it featured the same. No mini bar here, but there is a fridge which did not come pre-stocked. I placed those Evian bottles there. Evian is my preferred water brand, and I don't leave home without it. I would say that it didn't seem that the refrigerator was cooling terribly, and I've actually had a pretty good look lately with there's been sort of a renaissance lately in terms of the cooling ability of in-room mini fridges. I'm not sure that was supposed to happen there, so I'm just going to go ahead and replace that. It looks like these, perhaps little cubby holes here, once held maybe sachets of tea or snacks or something like that, and I'm not going to hold that one against them, but that was not terribly well put together. Next up, we have the king bed here, which certainly seems of adequate quality. I would definitely call it on the soft side, probably maybe a 2 or 3 out of 10. A 1 being super, maybe too soft, and 10 being hard as a board. But it's hard to tell whether it's almost too soft or just right, particularly if you like just sort of sinking into a bed. The pillows are certainly quite large, clearly substantial, and it has retained that sort of backlit lattice work, if you will, above the headboard, clearly Asian inspired. Maybe perhaps Japanese in origin. I would say this little stool here at the foot of the bed has perhaps seen better days. So that may speak to some of the reviews that I'd read as of late that claimed that that the hotel had fallen into disrepair. But overall, as you can tell, everything is quite well lit. It's also has a nice sort of fresh scent, which I do recall from the Mandarin Oriental days, so perhaps they just retained that. Obviously, you're not going to find any more printed material or a Gideon Bible, but this is interesting. You don't see this every day. It looks like some sort of flashlight that one could use in emergency situations, and you do have controls for the lights, the same ones that you had in the entryway, it appears. And you have those here at your disposal in the bed, so you can get in bed at night and then just press a button in theory which would dim the lights or extinguish the lights for the entire room. And it appears that you have the same controls here on the other side of the bed, as well as a phone and pretty nice. Not sure I've ever seen this precise brand or shape or model or whatever of a clock, but I like it. And again, the in-room dining menu, which is sort of a separate thing that you order through almost like a DoorDash style app. Not sure whether they deliver it in the same way as they used to and they set the table for you, or if maybe they just set a to-go sack with plastic silverware in your valet closet. So we'll have to check that out later, I suppose. But I do like this little sitting area here. You can tell there's really a lot to offer here. I like the positioning of the floor lamp here, and looks like a pretty comfortable, almost foamy kind of a chaise lounge there, with an ottoman that you could also sit on, and a pretty substantial table here. And of course, the working area here, non-ergonomic but stylish chair. Of course, this is where you would have found stationery in the old days, but that's of course all been removed. Again, everything is still Asian style, including the little kimono art here, and again from the Mandarin Oriental days. Perhaps they were ahead of their time. It's been here for probably more than a decade now, but they have jacks for hooking up to the TV, VGA, HDMI, video in and out, but also USB charging. Looks like maybe an old style, maybe Gen 1 or 2 iPad, iPhone jack there, as well as a couple of electrical outlets. Now back towards the front of the living area, we have, of course, a temperature control box, as well as the curtain controls that we looked at earlier. I'm going to go ahead and open the blackout, and you can see it opens quickly enough. Kind of slows down there at the end. Maybe that's a sign of luxury. We'll open the shears as well, and we'll take a look at the view. Now, I purchased, and I got a very good rate, a non-refundable rate on Hotels.com of, I purchased this standard king room with a, quote, city view, which means that it just means it's not a strip view. I assume that you in some cases may have a view out the back of the hotel towards the mountains there. But I was lucky enough to get what I would consider a partial strip view, in that we're looking towards the Mandalay Bay end of the strip, which includes the relatively newly rebranded Park MGM just next door, formerly known as the Monte Carlo. And then you have the New York, with part of the Excalibur peeking out behind it. And right next to the right of the roller coaster, and across the freeway, of course, you have Allegiant Stadium, which is the brand new billion-dollar stadium, perhaps multi-billion-dollar stadium, where the Raiders play. And you have, of course, the Tropicana and the MGM Grand, and a very special part of the MGM Grand called the Mansion, which is where the super duper high rollers play, or stay rather, and that is surrounded by, as the name implies, a bunch of mini mansions, and it's invitation only. And what you're looking at here is a sort of a living atrium area where you can dine, have breakfast, that has almost like a greenhouse with live plants inside, as I recall. And we're high enough that you have a pretty good view of part of McCarran Airport, the tarmac there. You can see a couple of Southwest 737s there. So again, lovely view. I looked at the room rates. If you were to purchase a room like this for tonight, it would be something like $400. And I know that I paid I think less than half of that for this room, because I booked it a while ago, and since then everyone's been vaccinated and people are just flooding Las Vegas like it's no tomorrow. The pool is, as you can see, open again, and at the strike of midnight tonight, many of the social distancing and capacity restrictions that have been in place for the duration of this pandemic will be lifted. It looks like the pool, or part of the pool area for the Park MGM back there. So, again, this was a standard king room at the Waldorf Astoria, Las Vegas. It's actually room 1506, so it's on the 15th floor. Just like the Mandarin Oriental, when you enter this hotel, you actually have to take an elevator to the 23rd floor to what they call the Sky Lobby. So the lobby is actually on the 23rd floor, and then your room is below. In my case, it's 8 stories below on the 15th floor. And again, this is a standard king room city view, but with a partial strip view. And I hope you enjoyed it, and that you would consider joining me for my next hotel review or travel experience video on this channel. Until next time, safe travels. Marsh W13 out.